The delivery driver said, "Ma'am, someone's been signing for your packages at another address." Jerome from UPS showed me his electronic signature pad with dozens of my signatures, but the delivery addresses were all wrong. Instead of my apartment at 451 Oak Street, packages were going to 451 Oak Avenue across town, signed for by someone who'd perfected my signature down to the way I loop my letters. "I thought you'd moved," Jerome explained, looking confused. "The signatures match perfectly, and the person even knows your order history. They mentioned your daughter's birthday presents last week." "I don't have a daughter." My blood ran cold as I realized someone had been intercepting my packages for months, learning about my life through my purchases, creating a false narrative to convince delivery drivers. Jerome pulled up the delivery history on his tablet. Since August, over 40 packages had been rerouted to Oak Avenue. Everything from clothes to electronics to personal items I'd assumed were lost in transit. I'd filed claims, gotten refunds, reordered items, never suspecting systematic theft. The address belonged to a rental property in a nicer part of town. I drove there immediately, my heart pounding as I parked outside a beautiful Victorian house. Through the window, I saw my packages stacked in the living room, unopened, arranged like a shrine. This wasn't simple theft. This was something far more disturbing. The door opened before I could knock. A woman stood there wearing the exact dress I'd ordered last month, the one that never arrived. She had my haircut, my style of makeup, even wore my signature perfume. "You're early," she said pleasantly. "I wasn't expecting you until next week." Her calmness terrified me more than anger would have. She invited me in like we were old friends, gesturing to walls covered with photos of me taken from social media, printouts of my reviews, even screenshots of my wish lists. She'd been studying me for over a year, she explained, learning my habits, my preferences, my life. "I'm writing your biography," she said, as if this explained everything. "But to really understand someone, you need to live like them, use their things, understand their choices." She showed me notebooks filled with observations about my shopping patterns, theories about my psychology based on purchase history, even predictions about what I'd buy next. The packages weren't stolen for their value, but for their insight into my character. The woman, Christina, was a failed novelist who'd become obsessed with me after I'd left a negative review on her self-published book 2 years ago. She'd decided I was the perfect subject for a new form of biographical fiction, where she'd live as me for a year, then write about the experience. She'd legally changed her name to mine, adopted my style, even got a job in my field. The police arrived while Christina was explaining her artistic process. They found evidence of extensive surveillance, including hidden cameras she'd installed at my gym, my workplace, even my favorite coffee shop. She'd been documenting my every move, supplementing package theft with visual observation. The investigation revealed she'd spent her inheritance funding this obsession, turning her life into a twisted performance art piece. Christina was charged with theft, stalking, and fraud. The trial was surreal, watching someone who looked like my reflection defend stealing my life as research. She received 2 years in prison and mandatory psychiatric treatment. The judge ordered all my belongings returned, but wearing clothes she'd worn, using items she'd touched, felt like a violation I couldn't overcome. I donated everything, changed my shopping habits, moved apartments. But Christina had written her book in prison, self-publishing Living as Her, A Year in Someone Else's Skin, from her cell. It included details about my life I'd never shared publicly, insights gained from receipts and purchase patterns. The book sold poorly, but knowing it existed, that someone had dissected my life through my Amazon history, haunts me. Jerome still delivers to my new address, always double-checking it's really me signing. We both pretend not to remember, but his extra caution reminds me that someone once wanted to be me so badly, they tried to steal my life one package at a time.